Some characters are not written, they are designed, engineered piece by deliberate piece, to occupy a specific, immovable function in a narrative. You are about to see what this design truly costs, what breaks within them, and how their inevitability, their very nature, becomes a weapon against themselves. This isn't about power, this is about a specific kind of internal slavery, and you are not watching this by accident. What then defines a life built entirely around an ultimate singular ambition? Consider Roronoa Zoro, the legendary swordsman, the right hand of the future pirate king. The world sees him as the epitome of strength, loyalty, and unshakable resolve, a man who faced down a god of destruction and endured unimaginable pain for his captain. He is the quiet force, the one who doesn't speak much but acts decisively, a stoic, formidable presence that anchors chaos. But that surface-level interpretation, that calm certainty, misses the deeper, more unsettling truth. What if that unshakable resolve isn't a strength born of inner peace, but a rigid adherence to a pre-programmed path? What if his quiet steadfastness is less about serene confidence, and more about a fundamental refusal to acknowledge any alternative? This isn't about the legend, it's about the blueprint. Zoro's entire being is engineered around a single, absolute obsession to become the world's greatest swordsman. This isn't a goal, it's his existential directive. Every action, every sacrifice, every moment of suffering he endures is filtered through this singular purpose. The narrative frames his journey as one of self-improvement, of overcoming impossible odds through sheer will. But this framing itself is a subtle deception. His silence is not contemplation, it is a lack of anything else to say. He does not engage in philosophical debates or moral quandaries. His world is binary. Does this lead to strength, or does it not? Does it serve his ambition or hinder it? This is where it breaks. This isn't a character with a rich inner dialogue. It's a finely tuned instrument, calibrated for one note only. And this is the mistake everyone misses. Consider the contradictions. His infamous sense of direction, or lack thereof. It's often played for comedic relief, but it's a deeper symbol. A man utterly lost in his immediate surroundings, yet absolutely fixed on a distant, singular point. His greatest limitation, his practical blindness, is perfectly offset by his unwavering, almost spiritual directional sense towards his ultimate goal. It's a limitation disguised as a quirky strength, serving to highlight the rigidity of his internal compass. You think this is about self-reliance. It isn't. It's about self-containment. His willingness to take on any pain, any burden, like in Thriller Bark, is lauded as the pinnacle of loyalty. But it also serves his obsession. By enduring, he earns the right to continue his pursuit. His survival, his continued progress towards being the greatest is paramount. He is not just loyal to Luffy, he is loyal to the path Luffy enables him to walk. This wasn't growth, it was containment. A refinement of his singular purpose, ensuring nothing, not even physical destruction, could derail it. This design choice dictates an uncomfortable truth. Zoro's strength isn't just about his muscles or his swordsmanship. It's about his complete subjugation of every other aspect of his being to one defining identity. He is the swordsman, nothing more, nothing less. And that singular focus, while effective in combat, creates a profound hollowness elsewhere. So what happens when a character or a person is built this way? This pattern connects directly to human psychology. We often romanticize single-minded ambition. We celebrate the person who sacrifices everything for their dream. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That intensity often comes at the cost of genuine connection, emotional complexity, and personal adaptability. You might see parts of yourself in Zoro's drive, in the refusal to compromise. But what if that refusal is a cage? Zoro's obsession isn't just about becoming strong, it's about holding on to a definitive identity. To fail, for Zoro, isn't merely to lose a fight, it is to cease being Zoro. His very existence is tied to this trajectory, this desperate need to prove oneself, to hold on to a singular definition of success, is a common fear. A fear of being undefined, of being lost without a monumental goal. Think about your own life. How many of us cling to a specific role, a career path, or a public persona, because the alternative feels like dissolving? We mistake rigidity for strength. We call it dedication, when it is often a profound avoidance of vulnerability, of the messy, unpredictable nature of true self-discovery. Zoro offers a powerful mirror. His unwavering gaze outwards, always fixed on Mihawk, on strength, blinds him to the complexities within. And this is where it gets personal. His entire existence is a monument to a promise made to a childhood friend, Quina, a promise that became a binding contract for his soul. While beautiful in its loyalty, it also means his motivation isn't entirely his own. It's a borrowed ambition, internalized to the point of becoming indistinguishable from his self. He pursues strength not just for himself, but for a ghost, a debt. What you call absolute will is often absolute duty, and duty can become its own prison. So we return to the quiet statement. Zoro is designed. His narrative arc is not about questioning his ambition, but about the relentless, unyielding march towards its fulfillment. His character is a masterclass in how to create an aspirational figure whose greatest strength is also his most profound, subtle limitation. He achieves greatness, but at what cost to the untraveled paths within? The journey of Zoro is less a story of becoming, and more a testament to enduring. He embodies the terrifying efficiency of singular focus. It is effective, it delivers results, but it also bypasses the messy, unpredictable growth that comes from genuine self-reflection and the acceptance of one's own nuanced, sometimes contradictory, desires. And this is the contradiction. He is a peak of potential realized through radical self-denial, a man who mastered the blade, but perhaps never truly mastered the self beyond that blade. This idea lingers. What if true strength lies not in unbreakable chains of ambition, but in the freedom to sometimes lay your sword down? The legend of Roronoa Zoro will echo through the ages, a testament to what an unyielding spirit can achieve. But sometimes, the greatest prisons are the ones we meticulously construct for ourselves, believing them to be our salvation. And in the unwavering pursuit of a single light, what other worlds do we implicitly choose to leave in shadow? If his existence is a monument to a promise, then what happens to the natural, spontaneous desires that might sprout from a less constrained psyche? The unexplored nuances of a personality not constantly filtered through the lens of a single, all-consuming objective. Imagine the subtle shifts in perspective, the quiet joys, the unexpected curiosities that a mind, truly at leisure, might cultivate. For Zoro, these are not just secondary, they are alien concepts. His internal landscape is barren, save for the rigorous training ground and the distant, unyielding silhouette of his ultimate rival. It is a terrifying efficiency, certainly, but one that sacrifices the very richness of human experience for an almost mechanical precision of purpose. His calm, often perceived as an inner peace, is more accurately described as the stillness of a perfectly wound mechanism, always prepared to accelerate, never to stray. There is no internal dissonance, because there are no competing melodies allowed to rise. This isn't tranquility born of acceptance, but the quiet hum of a relentless engine, constantly calibrated for a singular trajectory. It's a peace forged in absolute conviction, but a conviction that inexorably narrows the very aperture through which he perceives reality. Every encounter, every challenge, every ally, every enemy, all are filtered through the single, all-consuming question: does this advance me towards being the world's greatest swordsman? And in this singular focus, there is no room for self-doubt, not in the way most mortals experience it, not the kind that questions the why of his path, only the how. His occasional moments of vulnerability are always external. Wounds, fatigue, tactical errors. Never an internal grappling with the nature of his own direction. He never asks if the path itself is sufficient for a full life, only if he is sufficient for the path. This unwavering commitment, while outwardly admirable, creates a profound internal stasis. He becomes in a sense a living weapon, perfectly honed, always aimed, yet perhaps lacking the fluid adaptability that true self-mastery demands beyond the mere physical. This returns us to the initial premise. Zoro is designed. His greatest strength is this internal consistency, this monolithic will. But it also means he never truly chooses himself anew each day. He merely reaffirms the monolithic choice made long ago, a choice that now wears the guise of an inescapable destiny. The weight of this destiny, this self-imposed contract, is immense. It allows him to endure unimaginable pain, to sacrifice, to push beyond limits. Because the alternative, the possibility of failing that foundational promise, is unthinkable. It is a psychological safeguard as much as it is a relentless drive, protecting him from the frightening prospect of being unmoored, of truly defining Roronoa Zoro without the all-encompassing identity of the world's greatest swordsman. And in that very protection, in that unwavering pursuit, lies the ultimate cost, a life perpetually in the service of an external validation, rather than an internal flourishing that embraces the beautiful, terrifying unknown of genuine self-creation. What happens when the goal is reached? What kind of void does absolute fulfillment leave in a soul so perfectly carved for struggle? These questions linger, like the faint scent of steel in the air, long after the swords have been sheathed.